Yes. This is real, by the way, and pretty weird, but kind of cool. Well, kind of.
When I think of skateboarding games, it's Tony Hawk. Whether it was on GameCube, Xbox, or PlayStation 2, you know how culturally influential that series was. But just like any other successful franchise, there was a bunch of others that would have to jump on that extreme sports craze of the early 2000s. But some were pretty good, like Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure and Dave Mirra's Freestyle BMX 2, for example. But then there was straight up laughable attempts like Simpsons Skateboarding and BMX XXX. And then smack dab in the middle of it all, there would be one that would be developed and published by Konami. Yeah, that Konami. Evolution Skateboarding. This one holds a nostalgia for some people. What a better time than now to see what this game is all about. So let's roll right into this, shall we? Hey. Wait, this kind of reminds me of Tony Hawk. The intro, I mean. Okay, look, there's gonna be a lot I'm gonna see that's probably gonna remind me of Tony Hawk games, but I'll make sure I don't make comparisons to them throughout. Alright, right off the bat, I do want to say this menu music is getting me pumped for what's to come.
This makes me want to breakdance, honestly.
Alright, let's get to making my character real fast before anything else. So the customization in this is pretty solid and yet simple. You can do the usual physical and clothing changes to your custom character, but what I like is the choice of tweaking your board, affecting its stats to make your board turning loose or tight, go faster or have better balance, etc. For the moment, I'm just gonna stick with everything at normal. Now, let's head to arcade mode. The roster here is pretty solid as well, with notable skaters at the time like Ardo Sari, Steve Williams, Danny Way, and Colin McKay, each having their own unique level progressions rather than all of them doing the same level order. Now that's a fresh and cool approach, I'll give it that, but before we use any of the pro skaters, I want to use my created one to test the waters. Oh, there's actually water here. How ironic. No, I said it before. No comparisons. Here we go. First up, we have Plant. And actually, it's a pretty cool level. Just going around collecting dog tags, grinding a certain length amount, and touching these lasers here. Whoa. Okay, now that's awesome. Now I have to point out something, as you can see from my playing, I'm not doing well at first. And that's because the button layout and commands threw me way off than I should have expected. Instead of using the left stick to spin, it's the shoulder buttons. And it doesn't matter if you're playing on GameCube or PlayStation 2, you have to use them if you want your skater to spin. Then having to figure out how to manual was weird too, until I found out you need to hold the grind button and push up or down on the ground to do it. It all takes time to learn. It wasn't too bad. Of course, however, I wouldn't mind changing the mapping of these.
Okay, I gotta seriously stop playing this like it's Tony Hawk and just rewire my brain and play like it's Evolution Skateboarding instead. So, I'm gonna be willing to change my thinking and continue giving it a chance.
Anyway, on to the next level, Philadelphia. Interesting thing is that this is only one section of the level, as there's a second one that can be played separately. A couple other levels in this game do that too, like the castle stage. Now, I want to point out another cool thing about Evolution Skateboarding is that the stage designs and the atmosphere of all of them are pretty good. From the ones I managed to unlock in my time of recording, they look and feel like places you can skate around in. Just exaggerated, that's all. As though it was wanting to be an over-the-top arcade game. Oh yeah, and speaking of over the top, the announcer's kinda cool too. I didn't know what to think of him at first, but he fits fine in all this. But his lines can sure sound cheesy yet funny half the time.
Come on, show us something. Nice. That was sweet. No score gained if you don't do tricks. That's the way.
This guy, he thinks every action you do is an X game event.
Okay, but how about that music, right? This is definitely my favorite part of this whole game, the soundtrack. I also love how they added 2 Primus tracks on here. That's awesome. Despite my knee-jerk reactions of the goals shown here being a comparison to Tony Hawk, I'm again praising the fact that with every skater having different level patterns to each other, it allows the goals to be new and dialed into what character you're using. Now with this said, some levels have the thing that Evolution Skateboarding have as their main market push: boss battles. No matter what skater you choose, the semi-truck and the military tank bosses are the only 2 that never change. But then there's ones that, depending on which skater you choose, you can face against Dracula or this giant spider.
This is so weird, and yet it's so rad. I can't help but like it, actually.
Oh boy, look, okay, I didn't want to actually say this, guys, but I've reached my limit and I'm not hiding the facts anymore. The feel, input response, and momentum really suck in Evolution Skateboarding, and that is what truly kills all enjoyment I want to have but can't when playing this game. And what I mean by all this is stiff movement. I mean, for example, when it comes to turning, I'm trying to navigate through and around level objects, and no matter how much stats you put on, it doesn't feel flexible. Your skater jumps a half millisecond late, as if he's preparing his ollie, and this makes otherwise easy gaps and goals to complete much harder to execute for no reason. And if I could explain how flow and momentum are confusing to figure out, it still wouldn't matter. I mean, look, I'm going up this quarter pipe here. First instinct is to press jump on the lip of it, right? But it doesn't work that way, as you have to press it right before you start to curve up the quarter pipe. But even then, timing is awkward as all get out.
Dude,
Come on, man, I just want to turn around.
why don't you do the thing?
Why can't I jump right when I press the button?
Oh!
Why didn't it register my grind button?
You know what? I'm done. Nope. Frick this. I'm done with this frickin' game. Frick this game, dude. So done.
It's a shame, you know, because this seems like it would be a great game on the surface, and it's made by frickin' Konami of all companies. But this is not worth it, guys. I couldn't even do a third skater run through. That's how bad it was for me with all the controls and momentum and just everything that I just ranted about. But you know what? Since I only talked about arcade mode, let's talk about the other modes real quick. as ones like Trial aren't bad at all, if you're only doing vert, and that's about the only time I feel safe doing anything in this game. Challenge mode would be great if I was able to maneuver just like I said before. I think you guys are getting my point by now, as Evolution Skateboarding is a game with so many good ingredients, and yet somehow the cook didn't know how to blend them into something special. You know what's even suckier about me not wanting to continue on with this? There's secret skaters you can unlock and skate as, like Frogger, Simon Belmont, and Solid Snake. Yeah, Snake from the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Isn't that bizarre? Well, yeah, but that's pretty frickin' awesome, I gotta say. But like I said, I could only handle doing 2 skaters, and that was enough for me personally.
Now, if you like this game, that's totally fine. You have the freedom to like it however you please. But for me personally, I'd much rather be playing Tony Hawk and just stay where I'm at in that place, because Evolution Skateboarding just is not it for me. And also, I feel like it gave me a massive headache, so I'm gonna go take a nap. God bless you guys. Bye.